Hey there everybody, this is a video for my 30S Pre-Cal students. This is me going through a quiz for 2.2, a practice quiz just that I sent home with the class, but we didn't have time to go through in class. So let's just make an answer key here, shall we? Determine the exact values for sine, cos, and tan if the terminal arm passes through 3, negative 5. Okay, so 3 that way, 5 that way, that's in quadrant 4, right? So 3 this way, negative 5 that way, 3, negative 5. And there's the triangle, and there's the terminal arm, so we're looking at that angle. But it's sine, cos, and tan apply to its reference angle. So if I'm going to find sine and cosine, I need to know how long this radius is. So r squared is equal to 3 squared plus negative 5 squared. R squared is equal to 9 plus 25. R squared is equal to 34. So r is equal to the square root of 34. Can I simplify that? No, there's no perfect squares in 34. It's 2 times 17. So the sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse, which is negative 5 over root 34. Cosine of theta is the adjacent over hypotenuse, which is positive 3 over root 34. And tangent is opposite over adjacent, which is negative 5/3. I'm happy with those answers. It is possible you might see a textbook that rationalize that denominator and give it to you like that, but I'm actually fine if you don't do that. As long as this is a simplified radical, we're good. Okay, so there's number 1. Number 2, these are all unit circle questions. And no, we're not allowing you to bring in a completed unit circle. We give you a blank one, and you can work from that. So without going back and forth to a unit circle, sine of 135, all right, so I'm thinking to myself, what is the reference angle to that? So 135 is over here, and it has a reference angle of 45. And the coordinates for a 45-degree angle are, the coordinates for a 45-degree angle are root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. On this side, however, that's negative root 2 over 2. But that's only for the x-coordinate. The y-coordinate is still positive. Cosine of 300. Okay, what family is 300 in? 300 would be down here. It's 60 degrees away, so it's part of the 60-degree family. Right, so it's 60 for the reference angle and 300 for the standard angle. And in this quadrant, cosine is the only thing positive, and I'm being asked for a cosine, so I just have to remember what the cosine of 300 degrees is, and it is root 3 over 2, which is positive. Tangent of 210. Okay, where's 210? 210 is 30 degrees this way, so it's in the 30-degree family. And the coordinates for 30 degrees are root 3 over 2. Maybe I should erase that. Root 3 over 2 and 1/2. But in this quadrant, both x and y are negative. But when I'm doing a tangent, tangent is y over x. So that is a negative divided by a negative. The 2's cancel, and I get 1 over root 3. And the tangent of 270, this is a quadrantal angle, meaning it lands right on one. It's not in a quadrant, it lands right on an axis. Specifically, it lands right on that axis. And this point on the unit circle, I'm at 0, negative 1. And remember, tangent is y over x, which would be negative 1 over 0, which of course is undefined because you can't divide by 0. So there's number 2. Oh, number 3. Suppose theta is an angle in standard position with a terminal arm in quadrant 3. Okay, well, quadrant 3, let's draw that. That's over here. And I guess I don't need that. And sine is negative root 7 over 4, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so I have a hypotenuse of 4 and a opposite side of negative root 7. So I need to know what the distance is to this x so that I can find cosine. So x squared would equal negative root 7. Oh, sorry, let's put that in the right order, shall we? The hypotenuse squared minus the leg squared. And so x squared would equal 16 minus 7, so x squared would equal 9, so x would equal, now I have the choice here, it could be plus or minus root 3, but I know because I'm in quadrant 3 that that's a negative direction, so I'm going to say negative 3. So, oh, sorry, My hand froze there for a sec. So again, because I know that in quadrant 3 x values are negative, I chose this to be -3. Okay, so now I can find the cosine of theta. The cosine of theta is -3/4, and the tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent, which is -√7 over -3, so I might as well just cancel the negatives. There we go. So there's number 3, and number 4 is an algebra question, and oh yeah, this was a typo. This isn't supposed to have a negative on it. So yeah, let's see, we can distribute that 1/3 first. So that's 1/3 cos theta minus √3/3, and then I can move the 1/3 to the other side, so that would be 1 cos theta minus 1/3 cos theta equals -√3/3, and think of 1 minus 1/3 as 2/3 of cos theta equals -√3/3. And then to isolate cos theta, I'd times both sides of the equation, or actually I'd divide both sides of the equation by 2/3, but to divide by a fraction, you of course multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm looking at cosine of theta is equal to -√3/2. So now I go to my unit circle and think, okay, where is cosine negative? Well, that'd be here and here. And which cosine value is √3/2? Well, cosine is √3/2 for the 30-degree family, right? That's the √3/2 right there. So that means that it's 30 degrees this way, I'd get a cosine of that, and 30 degrees this way, I'd get a cosine of that. So that is 150 degrees and 210 degrees. And there we go. Quiz done.